Hello and welcome to State View. I'm Mark Crosby of Quincy Access Television. Thank you for joining us. This program looks at issues, at concerns statewide and helps you to stay informed. We haven't done this program in some time, and I'm glad that we have resurrected the program just in time to bring Bruce Ayers in to talk about the various aspects of what's happening on the state level. Bruce, welcome.
Oh, thanks, Mark. It's nice to be here to review some legislative matters with you and the QATV viewers.
Very good. We should begin just to talk about the district that you cover. You do cover Quincy, but not only Quincy.
That's right. My legislative district covers Quincy and parts of Randolph. Each state legislator has about 40,000 constituents in their district.
Let's start off, I know the summer months are just around the corner, and we are actually taping this program on the 26th of May, and on a very warm day. It feels like summer in the studios here today. But what are some of the issues facing Quincy that you're currently working on?
Well, you know, a lot of the focus right now up on Beacon Hill is budgetary. The House and the Senate are doing their budget deliberations. The delegation recently had an opportunity to go before the Quincy City Council to share some numbers. So that we're working closely in collaboration. But you know, with the summer months ahead of us, it's important as legislators to make sure that we're getting our proper state services. And with the summer months comes the necessary state police patrols for Wollaston Beach and other parts of Quincy. I recently had an opportunity to meet with Major Grenham of the Massachusetts State Police at the South Boston Barracks. Major Grenham is responsible for the patrols on the beach and the Quincy area. At the meeting, the Major implemented a zero-tolerance policy for any undesirable behavior this summer, littering, loitering, speeding, drinking, and how we will implement that is they're going to be using marked patrols, unmarked patrols, motorcycles, bicycles, and something they implemented last year that was very successful, foot patrols. You know, it was very well received with the public and the business owners, and it's nice to have a police presence at Wollaston Beach. You know, now that the beach is completed, we need to protect it. And by having the state police work closely with the Quincy police, we need to ensure that people spending time down there, families and friends, are in the right environment. You know, Wollaston Beach is a great place. I remember growing up there, I learned to swim, sail, and fish, and you know, there's a lot of activities that will be going on this summer. So working closely with the state police and the Quincy police, we can make sure that those areas are covered. And I encourage people to contact me or the state police if they see anything throughout the summer months that needs to be addressed, and we'll make sure it gets looked into.
Well, we do have, of course, your information, and that may be up on screen momentarily, but let's bring up, if we could, the Massachusetts State Police South Boston Barracks information that currently is on screen. So once again, folks could use this information and get in contact with them. Looking at further on down the line, you arranged a meeting with Commissioner Lambert of the Department of Conservation and Recreation, the DCR, and pertaining basically to state-owned properties within the city of Quincy. So if you could talk a little bit about that.
Sure. Commissioner Lambert is relatively new. He's a new appointment from Governor Patrick, replacing the former Commissioner Sullivan. And Commissioner Lambert is responsible for 152 state-owned parks in the Commonwealth. The reason I wanted to invite the Commissioner to come to the city of Quincy is particularly now, during these tough economic times where funding sources are low, we need to ensure that the proper manpower and equipment is going to be available for the state-owned parks in the city of Quincy. And Quincy has an awful lot of them. I met the commissioner at Squantum to review and encompass the park for its maintenance needs. We also reviewed the Massachusetts hummocks, Wollaston Beach maintenance needs for the summer, parts of Furnace Brook Parkway, Shea Rink. Each one of these different areas needs different maintenance needs, and I want to be on the same page with the commissioner. It's important that there are no jurisdictional matters that need to be addressed, and that during the summer months they're going to be properly maintained. So it was a very productive meeting. It's good to have the commissioner come out to see and to perform a site visit, so it eliminates any confusing topics that might come up as we go through the summer months.
Now I know Squantum Point Park had the planning for some redesigning of the pier.
That's correct. There was another topic that came up with Commissioner Lambert. As you're aware, Mark, Congressman Delahunt had a plan that we're going to be carrying on to increase tourism and travel from Squantum Point Park. So that's an issue that was discussed in length with the Commissioner. And also we were talking to the Commissioner about areas up in West Quincy, flood control problems. So there's a number of different topics that's important that the Commissioner know on the forefront so that they can be carried out through his department.
I know that down in Squantum Point Park there's the awning that wasn't there in the past, and that was brought in as an amendment, or I should say not an amendment, but a facility for folks.
That's right, a form of windshield, you know, but there's
Correct.
so much potential for Squantum Point Park to increase travel during ferries to different areas throughout Boston and the South Shore. So that's something that we're going to be working closely with Congressman Keating with and the Governor's office to see if we can pursue that.
We also have a contact information for Commissioner Ed Lambert, and that is currently on screen. We'll let folks take note of that, and we're going to go on to our next topic in just a moment. We'll have, I know it takes me a while to write things down, so I'm going to be fair to the folks at home. I would like to just take one moment and once again, I think it was a combination of Quincy Access getting in touch with you and certainly your office getting in touch with us to come in and revive this program, and it really does mean a lot to the folks of Quincy to hear from their state representatives.
It's a great opportunity for us too, Mark. QATV plays an important role in the city of Quincy, and to have an opportunity to come down to share some legislative matters with you and your viewers at home is very helpful. Very
helpful once again to us as well. The Neponset Bridge, one of the two bridges that adorn our city. Of course, right. This is on the north end of the city, leading into the Boston area. Where do we stand with the progress on that bridge?
Well, you know, there's never really a good time to rebuild or reconstruct a bridge, particularly with the traffic congestion construction causes. But Massachusetts currently has 500 bridges that are in need of either repair or replacement. So Neponset Bridge was one of them. As legislators, we have to secure that necessary funding for bridge repairs, or that money goes somewhere else. So during the construction phases, which now is about 40% complete, it's due to be completed in 2013. What we need to do is to make sure that all steps are being taken to minimize traffic inconveniences. What we've done to address that, we've talked to Neil Boudreau, the state traffic engineer, who works very closely with Jack Gillen, the city traffic engineer. They're watching all the different traffic changes throughout the construction phases to make sure that the traffic volume is at its peak, or the best it can. Major Grenham from the state police has state troopers down during the peak hours to handle some of the extra flow. There's also 2 new traffic signals that have been put down in that area, and a traffic camera. The camera monitors the on-ramp to I-93 and the bottom of the ramp at Neponset Circle, so they can help platoon the traffic cycles with the lighting. So these are important steps that need to be taken. We're also working with Stephanie Bounty from the Massachusetts Department of Transportation, a public outreach coordinator. Her role in this is an important one, is to make sure that city, state officials, and the public are informed of all traffic changes. I know you have a number for her and an email where residents that may be watching at home can sign up for a traffic advisory. So we need to make sure the public's aware of what's happening. We need to make sure that our officials are taking all the steps they can to minimize, hopefully, all the inconveniences during the construction phases.
We will actually get that. No, that currently is on screen, so folks can again write that down. Also, I know they often use the solar signs on the various roadways to alert folks to the Neponset Bridge work.
That's right. You know, it's very important that those outreach steps are taken with message boards, with emails, with written correspondence to the state and city officials, so we can get the word out as best as possible.
We won't get into it today, but I had mentioned, of course, 2 bridges in the city of Quincy. The Four River Bridge is actually going through a design phase. The temporary bridge is that's currently there was to last, I believe, for 10 years or thereabouts. Now we're looking at a permanent solution to that area's bridge crossing.
Right. Well, I tell you, that's something, of course, down in Ronnie Mariano's area, and
Right.
he's been a strong advocate on that bridge, and he's been an awful big help in his new role as majority leader. So you can bet everything's being done that should be done.
Just the other day, Governor Patrick was in the city of Quincy, and he signed a bill that basically is bringing the downtown even closer to a reality, downtown development.
It was a great day yesterday for the city of Quincy. It's always great to have the governor come to the city of Quincy to make a new law for the betterment of the city of Quincy. And as you know, Mark, yesterday helped sign a bill into law that will help redevelopment with the redevelopment of a downtown. And that project, as we all know, we've been hearing about it for many, many months, is going to create 4,000 construction jobs, 5,700 permanent jobs. It has a housing component, a retail component, office space. It's going to bring the Quincy Square back up to what it used to be in its glory days. And it also helps with job creation and economic development. We've been very fortunate over the years to continue to reinvest in the infrastructure of the city of Quincy. Capital improvements are very important. They may not seem it as you go through the construction stages, but they pay big dividends in the end. And we've had our fair share in the city of Quincy. The Crosstown Connector, a former capital improvement.
I was thinking about that as you were mentioning.
It was a big help to alleviate some of the traffic congestion in West Quincy.
Certainly.
It was also a big boost to getting access off of the expressway right into Crown Colony Park. Again, attracting businesses there that are going to help lower our tax base and create new jobs. And before that, we had the Crosstown Connector. Again, opening up access from the Bergen Parkway to Hancock Street, sending a signal that the city of Quincy is encouraging businesses to come there for their job development. And even before that, with Wollaston Beach, there was $8 million spent on bringing that beach up to its full potential amenities. So, it's important that we continue to do those. People want their legislators to create jobs to help with their tax base, and that's something the delegation's been very fortunate to do. And even now, with our schools, the School Building Authority is going to be reimbursing 80% for the new Central Middle School. That's approximately $33 million that'll be going back to the city of Quincy. So with our infrastructure, our roadway, and our new schools, these are things that are very important for the betterment of the city of Quincy.
You had mentioned, of course, we started to talk about downtown, and that's what brought us, helped you expand even further, I suppose, and talk about some of the other projects. But people will often, Quincy downtown was known years ago as Shoppers Town, USA, but this new plan isn't a Shoppers Town, nor does it pretend to be. The shift has been more into retail than, into residential than retail.
It has a very well thought out component. Of course, it was based off the model in Connecticut, where you have components with housing, retail. As you look at successful business districts throughout cities and towns throughout the Commonwealth, they always have both. You always have to have housing and retail components. Wollaston Center, I think, is another great example. You have your senior buildings there that feed the businesses in that area. It's a very nice combination, and that's something I think that's going to be a big boost for the downtown when it's completed.